Now then, hello everybody, welcome to the Curious Bunny. I just wanted to do a quick catch up with you regarding the Mellisa Casias case, who was the Los Alamos laboratory worker who vanished on the 26th of June in 2025. Now, she wasn't a scientist, she wasn't a lab worker, but, and it's a big but, sorry, the cat's here now as well, so oh, that was interesting. Lots of hedgehogs today. We've had a poorly hedgehog as well, which is why I was a bit late. I've had to find a name. I was going to put it out to the Penny Bunny subscribers and do a vote, but I needed it there and then. So I can get a vote for next time. I've called her Summer. I found her in the summer. So very poorly, very snotty, out in the day. She's gone into the rescue. So hello, Pat. Hello, Tamsin. AI let everyone know because I was sort of outside. So thank you to him. Claire Bear, Nikki, welcome everyone who's coming in and anyone who's watching on the replay. We've got the replay crew, and everyone please hit the like or the dislike if you don't like the content. So Mellisa Casias, I've been told, is it Casias? Okay, Casias, right? Okay, I don't disrespect her name. Now she was she was the laboratory worker, so she was an administrator. She wasn't Hi Space Cat. I'm a bit late, so I know that you're probably in bed. Hi Lee, how you doing? I had a lot to do, so it's just the way it is in the summer. I'm going to get later streams, I'm afraid, because of what's going on, and I've got to prioritise the animals. So they found her body last Thursday. Now we're waiting for the full autopsy, but I've got a few updates for you, so I think it's worth. I thought it was worth me jumping on. I did want to jump on last night. I was out last night and I was supposed to be out tonight as well, to be honest. But I've moved it to tomorrow night so I can jump on. Right. Okay. Now, there's a few things that have happened since we've found the body. Now, I've got a short video here. I think it's about 5 minutes, actually. Let me just grab this video up for you. It's really sad, you know. We all hope they would find her alive. Now, this is looking really dodgy, to be honest. And I'll explain why in a moment. Hang on, we've got an ad, I think. Have we got an ad? Yeah, we've got an ad. Right, okay. So I'm just going to talk through the ad. So the family are at odds with each other on whether there was foul play. All right, so this is what I wanted to speak to you all about. Now, the I think it's the ex-husband, because I'm pretty sure there's a stepdad. So I don't know if it's the dad to the children or the stepdad to the children. I need to find this out, but it's Mark. Mark is the husband. Now, we're going to play his 911 call as well in a moment, but we're going to just get a quick up-to-date video. Now, he was the one that did the call. Listening to the call, I've only heard it once. I wanted to listen to it a few times. Hi, Little Miss Sunshine. Hi, Terry Knowles Band again. Lee as well. Hope you're all okay. So hopefully you get more people in as well. Fingers crossed people get the notification. It is late, like I say, but nothing we can do about it, I'm afraid, when there's stuff going on. Got to help the little ones. So I'm going to put this full screen even. So George is barking because the cat's here. So they found a body. Now, we're waiting for the full autopsy report, but we do have bits of information. The family, her sister, her aunt, her sister and most of her side of the family suspect foul play. Okay, so they all suspect foul play. Now, the husband, Mark, and as far as I'm aware, the daughter, Sierra, they've only got one daughter. I don't know why they're saying stepdad, though. I'm pretty sure that's her. But I need to look into that. Are saying that she left to go and unalive. So the few things I want to mention quickly before we watch this latest video. Now, we know a little bit more information than the day she went. So if for those of you that have missed this, for those of you that have missed all of this so far, she goes into work with her husband, who also worked at the lab, but she said she was going to go and work in a different part of the lab. There's conflicting information. Did she say that, or did she say she was working from home? All we know is that she said that to her husband she lost her pass and she was going to get her pass. Some of the reports say that she was going to work from home. She goes home. She leaves both of her phones at home, her own personal one and her work one. One of them was factory reset. I don't know if it was the work or the personal yet. Then she goes and takes her daughter a Subway sandwich at work, even though she worked in a coffee shop, which to me was her going to check that she was there okay. I believe she got a threat. I think she witnessed something at work. Then the next thing, she's vanished. The last person the last confirmed sighting was her walking along a highway. And that's it, nothing, for almost a year, until they found her last week. They immediately said it was Mellisa. So how would they know immediately? Usually it takes a good while to do, how would she find? And the family have come out and said, if you watch the last show, the family come out and said that where she was found had previously been searched. That's what the family said. So you're all up to date now. So the new information is, when she went missing that day, they've revealed some of the items that she did take. So she left her phones, she left everything with her keys and a purse, all the same as all these other mysterious disappearances from the same laboratory. But there's nothing to see here, okay? So what I find really interesting is that Mellisa was on thyroid medication. Now, she's very thin, which to me tells me that she's got an overactive thyroid, which means that you lose weight too much. Now, if you've got an underactive, you have to take medication to try and lose weight because it makes you put weight on. If you've got an overactive, it's more serious. They're both serious, but being underactive, if you didn't take it, you'd probably just get a bit fatter. If you're overactive and you don't take it, you can get quite poorly. Now, she was clearly, it hasn't said which type she had, but she's very thin. So I'm going to take that she had the type that is more serious, and you have to take the medication because you won't put weight on, you'll lose weight, and you can get quite poorly, especially as she was already quite slim. So what she took with her when she vanished that day was 90 days worth of thyroid medication. Now, this is really important because it tells us, number one, that she had every intention of leaving, that someone didn't take her. I might be wrong, but she took 90 days worth, 3 months worth of her medication she needed and a toothbrush. If you're leaving to unalive yourself, which is what the husband is saying, you would not take your medication with you because you wouldn't give a damn about that. So that is a major clue that the police have held back. The reason why we know this is because the family, the niece and the sister and her side, not her daughter, she's been completely brainwashed by Mark. They have hired a private investigator from the moment that Mellisa went missing. And he is an ex-homicide detective, and he has been working on this case, and he has revealed quite a, bless you, Al's got hay fever. He's revealed quite a bit. So hi Saskia, hi Candice, hope you're all okay. If anyone's come in since, I've not seen. So I find that really interesting. So just bear those few new details in mind. We're going to watch this video and then we're going to get a bit of a catch up. But so far we know that her remains, according to this ex-homicide detective stroke private detective, who's obviously had access to the autopsy that we don't, He says that the remains was, and I'm quoting, skeletized or skeletonized. And he's saying that the gun that was next to her had two, and I can't say this is confirmed because the police haven't confirmed it, but their private detective has, who's a really good ex-homicide detective, because a lot of them in America, once they've retired from the force, to then go private and make a shitload more money, and they've got the expertise. Two sets of prints on the gun. Now, how could if you're going to do that to yourself, who is the other set of prints? And also, apparently, allegedly, there are no animal marks on the remains. If you've been sat there for a year almost, you would have had some animals there. And it was a previously searched area. Anyway, I forgot to ask how the audio is. Just let me know how the audio is before I play this video, please. Just letting Free Speech has just messaged me. So I've just said, I'm live, I can't talk. So, interesting. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Here we go. Why does it keep...
One of the 11 scientists with ties to America's space and nuclear secrets who have mysteriously died or disappeared. The remains of Mellisa Casias, a worker at Los Alamos National Laboratory, was found by a hiker in New Mexico's Carson National Forest nearly a year after she went missing. According to police, her body was discovered on May 28th next to a handgun, although her cause of death has yet to be determined. Her family issued a statement confirming the body was that of Casias and vowed to pursue answers for justice. The shocking discovery comes as a major development in the deaths and disappearances of a string of scientists with ties to U.S. space and nuclear secrets. Previously revealed messages drew even more suspicion about the cases, in which one scientist seemingly predicted her own death. Anti-gravity researcher Amy Eskridge allegedly died from a self-inflicted gunshot in June of 2022, when she was just 34 years old, according to the Daily Mail. However, Frank Milburn, a retired British paratrooper and intelligence officer who says he was in contact with Eskridge before her death, shared shocking messages with the outlet. One dated May 13, 2022 read, "If you see any report that I killed myself, I most definitely did not. If you see any report that I overdosed myself, I most definitely did not. If you see any report that I killed anyone else, I most definitely did not." Milburn says Eskridge told him that she had been the target of repeated physical and psychological attacks, including from a direct...
We know about this, so I don't know why they're talking about this. We want to know about Mellisa. Basically, what they're doing is they're tying in all of these missing or dead scientists or laboratory workers. So, which is fine, because they are all, in my opinion, all connected. He's an interesting one as well. So, but I'm just going to get back to what we're talking about, which is about Mellisa. Don't know why it keeps muting. I don't want it muted.
Casias, age 54, was last seen on camera walking alone on a highway, also without her wallet, phone, or keys, after telling family members she would be working from home, Dateline reported. Other dead or missing scientists include Jason Thomas, who led the chemical biology team at Novartis and was found dead in a lake this past March. Famous MIT physicist...
We've not even got going with him yet either. Here's another one. So I'm going to stop it there because I really don't want to start talking about other cases, because it's just going to confuse everyone, because we want to stick to one case unless I'm purposely doing like several cases in one. I want to stick to the case in hand, and that is Mellisa. Hi, Frack. I don't know if you've heard about this. I'm guessing you have. All of these laboratory workers who worked with jet propulsion, anti-gravity, Wright-Patterson, where the apparently alleged Roswell debris and so on were taken. There's been, in America alone, there's been 17 that we know of so far missing or deceased, and they all worked in a cluster of these laboratories. Really, really, really weird stuff. So this is the first one that's vanished whose body has been found. I predict there's going to be more just popping up now. So we're just going to get the update. So the body of missing nuclear lab worker who vanished last year was reportedly, again, it's not confirmed, found skeletonized with a gunshot to her skull in a national forest in New Mexico, which is where Area 51 is, which is the same area where General William McCasland went, who was over the entire operation, the whole thing at Wright-Patterson. He had Q clearance. And if there was anything to be known, he knew it. Sorry, my takeouts here. Yeah, bioengineering. Yeah, we've had MIT, we've had bioengineers. I'll have that in a bit, don't worry. There's too many unanswered questions on this. Sorry, the dogs are here as well now. It's like chaos here. We've had 2 dogs. So here's Mellisa. She was a keen hunter, which is obviously, the poor woman's dead, but you know, that has upset me. I've been on to her. We don't have Deliveroo here. I think it's all related, Frack. We've been covering this now for a couple of months, mate. Don't leave it. Take it in there. Take it in there, please. Don't leave it there. I'll call you. Thank you. George is going nuts. Knock my dinner over. If you would have followed the entire thing, it's insane. Some of the things that have happened. I can't even. I don't know where to begin with it. You'd have to watch them back. But there's a lot going on. We don't have Deliveroo here. We don't have anything like that. We only have the local ones. A lot of them don't actually deliver, but there's 1 or 2 that do. So Thomas McNally is the private investigator that's working with the family, not the dad or the daughter. They're dead against this, which is what I find really bizarre. So he's a former homicide detective who was investigating the disappearance, and he's told the Daily Mail the mum of one skeletonized corpse was propped up against a tree with a gun lying nearby. He said that her body didn't show any signs of animal activity or disturbance, despite being left to rot in the forest. The investigator firmly believes, and this is an ex-homicide detective, that foul play was involved in Casias' death, and hinted that her devastated family will file a civil lawsuit against the New Mexico State Police for purportedly botching the case. Now, did they botch the case on purpose because they were told to? Because, as we know, Amy Eskridge, who said that she was being attacked with direct energy weapons and that she was being stalked, harassed, drugged because she was working on anti-gravity technology. We know that she contacted the FBI, and the FBI after 2 weeks said, we can't help you anymore because there's people behind the government who are clearly in charge. So did the police purposely botch the investigation? I think so. Now, Casias worked as an administrative assistant at the Los Alamos Natural Laboratory, which is Jet Propulsion, and which was created during World War II for the groundbreaking, now this is very important, Manhattan Project. We haven't even gone into the Manhattan Project yet, but we will do a show on that, and has been closely tied to the US nuclear weapons research ever since. Now, this is her decaying body was found in a remote part of the Carson National Forest on Monday. Now, bearing in mind, this part was already searched, number 1. Number 2, they had drones, helicopters, sniffer dogs covering locals, mountain rescue teams, all covering this area. Why was just a passing hiker find it now? I genuinely don't believe that her body has been there all that time. I think someone's placed her there. So on the day she disappeared, she wiped all records on her phones before leaving them, as we know, and her ID. They always leave their ID as well, which is really interesting. So she left her ID. She dropped her husband Mark, who worked there as well, off. And this is the last, well, this is the second from last known sighting. This is her dropping off randomly took her daughter a sandwich, which she doesn't normally do. Her daughter works in a cafe and in a food hall. So she certainly doesn't need her mom to go and get her a Subway sandwich, which is really bizarre. And her daughter says she didn't look weird. She looked normal. So, and if you're going to go and unalive yourself, there is no way that you will take 90 days worth of medication. Now, this Thomas McNally, this private eye, he has summarised that Casias was fleeing, I'm quoting, fleeing somebody when she disappeared. During the investigation into her disappearance, I think the husband might be involved. Her husband alleged that Casias was running around with a boyfriend somewhere, which the police believed. The husband, I'm sorry, but there's something really bizarre with the husband, and you'll see more and more. So it says Casias is just one of several people. Actually, there's 17 now, with links to US defense and nuclear programs who have gone missing or died suddenly in recent years. So we've got former Los Alamos employee Anthony Chavez, who we've already covered, 79, vanished without a trace after leaving his home on foot on the 4th of May, just weeks before Casias. Then we had Monica Reza, who invented the Mondoloi, who was working on reverse engineering a lot of potentially ET technology, was an aerospace engineer who served as the director of the NASA Labs Materials Processing Group. She disappeared whilst hiking in Los Angeles forest in June. So they all disappeared in not, Los Angeles, Nevada, Area 51, New Mexico. They're not a million miles away from each other. Well, in America's terms, I'm talking about, they're all the next states along. So, and then we've got William Neil McCasland, who vanished in Albuquerque. The FBI's name, he had deep knowledge on UFOs and was involved in some of the Pentagon's most advanced aerospace research. He helped head up the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, which is where Amy Eskridge was working and was doing lots of stuff from. She would have met him at some point. Honestly, guys, I just don't know where to start with all of this. Something really bizarre is going on here. Let me just see what people are saying in the live chat. We've got 27 watching. Manhattan Project is time travel. It was about, they got a war, they were trying to get things to, if I remember rightly, they got a warship to disappear. George is barking because the cat's here. And do you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm not a cat person. I agree. A lot of them, though, were more intelligent than anyone you'll ever meet. They really were. Hi, Bridget Blaine. How are you doing, my love? I'm just going back through the chat. So, just quickly, I'm not a cat person, but I also love animals and I don't want to see any animal hurt or hungry. So I've been feeding this stray cat over the road. I've got a really tame to come up to me. I got some chicken for her. She battered it out of my hand and really hurt me. I says, don't do that again. Be kind. She came up to me and attacked me. So she scratched all my hand. So that's the last time I feed her, just saying. So I was late as well. I was trying to help the cat. Right, okay, it won't let me log in. Why won't it let me log into Facebook? I'm so sick of this. It won't let me get into Facebook on my laptop. It keeps saying that I'm a hacker. Hello, I'm me. Right, I want to show you something, you see. Right, just bear with me, guys. Can you just wait with me a sec? Because I really want to show you this page. Yeah, I'm not a cat person, as you know, but right. Just give me one sec, guys, just quickly, because I've found Melissa's Facebook I've found the daughter's Facebook. They're all only the things that are open. And what another thing I found, which is really interesting, is there's a page that's been set up for the missing Mellisa. So there's actual groups that have been set up, and there's a hell of a lot of information in there. I think the niece is in that one. These are public groups. I would never go snooping into people's private stuff. I would never go around adding friends and, and just genuinely, this is all public knowledge, public groups. Right, go on then. Hang on. Doesn't match. Right, sorry guys. This is really annoying now. I'm just trying to log into Facebook so I can show you. I'm having to use some old backup codes because it just won't let me in. Keep saying that I'm a hacker on my laptop. It's me, you div. And then it says, we've sent a message to your S23 Ultra. Please confirm it's you. Well, there's nothing coming up. Right, I think I'm in now. Just delete that code. I always keep my backup codes safe because you never know. Right, here we go. Right, I'm logged in now. So we're just going to we're going to get on to, let's do a search. Right, here we go. I don't know how to get dark mode on, to be honest. I'm not very good at this stuff. I'd be a bit of a rubbish master hacker, wouldn't I? So this is the group here. I hate it in white, but I don't know how to do dark mode on here because I don't use my laptop anything other than streaming. Okay, so we just want to have a quick look at this. I will show you. I was talking about another case there. So we've got justice for Mellisa. Flash flood warning. I don't know what that is. People are like now saying, people are giving what they think happened. Now this one here says yesterday, Mark, this is what I wanted to talk about. This is really worrying about the husband. And remember, the husband worked for the same laboratory. Now, people that know Mellisa and her family are in this group. Have a look at this, guys. Colin's last apostle says, yesterday, Mark, who's the husband, went to the dump and disposed of more of Mellissa's belongings, including the fish tank that causes muddy boots. I don't understand what that means. He hasn't called Melissa's mom and dad to see if maybe there is anything of hers they may want to keep. He just piles it in the truck and throws it in the trash, just like he did to her. Now, this is really interesting stuff, and this is why these groups are so important for finding stuff out. Let me just make this a bit smaller so we can see what the comments are. So, all of the stuff in the house and surrounding area should have been considered a crime scene from day one. Nothing should have been moved, right? So this is what people are saying. It's really bad, isn't it? So basically, the husband, he's literally just dumping all of her stuff. Mark and daughter are hiding something. This is what they're all saying. So I don't know what this fish tank causes muddy boots is about. It's just weird. So we're just going through here. Additional. Now this is really interesting, and this was a screenshot that came from the family. I've got it. They've been deleted now. But basically, they said that there was another witness, and that witness distracted the police from their initial investigation. I'll get that up in a moment. There's so much to tell you, which is why I'm trying to blitz through it. So additional witnesses have come forward, stated that sometime between 1:30 and 2 p.m. on June the 26th, which is the day that Mellisa went missing, a woman's scream was heard coming from within the Casias residence. We have provided pertinent information surrounding this tip. So, I wonder how his new girlfriend feels. He's already got a new girlfriend. So, would you like to listen to the husband's 911 call? This is what people are all saying. It's the husband. Now, you know, people go, oh, it's just the husband, nothing to see here. There's no relation to the laboratory or anything else. Well, I'm sorry, but he worked there as well. Another thing, we're going to hear Lauren in a minute, Lauren Conlin, talking about this. But apparently the family have also confirmed that they were both in very severe financial distress. My boy's 10 this year. My baby is 12 this year. Just hang on all the time, because 1 minute they're like a baby and then they're not. So Lauren has uploaded the 911 call. She got it from a channel called Crime Junkie, who apparently played the 911 call. Lauren's getting most of her stuff from there. So we're going to catch up with Lauren in a moment on her latest video. Now, Nancy Grace is currently premiering, well, in a moment or very soon, her latest on this. So I do like listening to Nancy Grace, but that won't be tonight now because it's getting late. But I might pop on. I think I'm going out tomorrow night. So 99% sure I won't be here tomorrow night. So it'll be Sunday. Might do, do a review of what Nancy Grace has to say. Do like a review of her video. But this is the 911 call. Let's have a quick listen.
Locate my wife. We haven't heard from her all day from work. It was this morning was the last time I saw her work. My daughter saw her around 1 o'clock. All her stuff is here in the house, but she's not here, and it's just not like her to not call work to check in and take her purse and her phone. And it looks like her phone has been, my daughter says it looks like it's been reset, but so we looked all around the house, everywhere on our property.
There's weird music on here because the Crime Junkie have put this sinister music to, which I don't like that. If you're a true crime podcast, that's fine. I have no issues with that if you want to do all that. But it's not Lauren who's done this, it's them. To put sinister music behind it is annoying. What I will do, guys, is I will clip that after this stream and take it to my software. I'll clean it up and I'll remove that annoying software, and I will upload his 911 call without that annoying music in the background. Okay, so let's listen again. Listen to
we cannot find her or nothing, and I don't.
The way he said the phone's been factory reset as well. Does he sound very, very distressed to you guys? Does he sound like someone who's just found out his wife's missing? He sounds very calm to me.
I don't know what to do. The car listing was in the parked here at the house. The keys are here. The house was locked. Everything is here. You know what I mean? So she went from the plaza. She came home. The car was here, parked in the yard. The keys are on the kitchen table.
What's her name?
Mellisa Casias. And we called the hospital to see because, I mean, if there's no one in there.
I'm going to listen to this twice, by the way, but the second time I'm not going to stop it. But listen, he's giving a lot of information out. Now, when you are making a story up, when you are lying, you give too much information. Not always, because some people, like me, I've done it, and I'll tell you, is you do it because you don't want to look like a liar. But most people, if they're giving out too much information, like too many stupid little clues, that they're telling a story. They're not recalling actually what happened. So he goes into a lot of detail. So he's talking about he's rang the hospitals, and I don't know. Now, when Lauren first heard this, she said there was nothing to it, but now she's listening to it again. We'll see in a moment. She comes out and says, "I think there's more to this." My first reaction was he's giving too much information and he's too calm. But I'm going to play this again for you in a moment without me talking.
you know, at
finish it first.
all like that, because we thought, well, maybe if something happened to her, her purse and everything's here, so no one would be able to identify her.
And you said what she took was.
Would you come out with that if someone's gone missing? Would you come out with, oh, there's no ID, so we can't identify it? What? Like, he's talking about her as though she's already in the past tense and she's already deceased. She's thinking it now too. Do you get what I'm saying? He's talking about her like the past tense.
We cannot locate my wife.
I'm going to play this again. I'm not going to speak throughout. Okay, let's have another listen.
We haven't heard from her all day from work. This morning was the last time I saw her work. My daughter saw her around 1 o'clock. All her stuff is here in the house, but she's not here, and it's just not like her to not call work to check in and take her purse and her phone. And it looks like her phone has been, my daughter says it looks like it's been reset. But so we looked all around the house, everywhere on our property. We cannot find her or nothing, and I don't know what to do. The car that she was in is parked here at the house. The keys are here. The house was locked. Everything is here. You know what I mean? So she went from the plaza. She came home. The car was here, parked in the yard. The keys are on the kitchen table.
What's her name?
Mellisa Casias. And we called the hospital to see, because I mean, if anyone, there's no one in there, at all like that, because we thought, well, maybe if something happened to her, her purse and everything's here, so no one would be able to identify her.
And you said what she took was her phone?
She didn't take nothing. That's the thing, is her phone and everything's here, and she always takes her stuff with her. My daughter was trying to track her location, and they always track each other. But her phone's wiped. The thing is, what we can't get, and she would never have wiped all the pictures off and all the information off of her phone. We cannot locate my wife.
Guys, what do you think to that then? So I want to just have a quick look at Lauren's latest video. Actually, before we do that, isn't it a weird call? Before we do that, I just want to show you. Let me just see if I can grab it now. Just bear with me. I didn't think I was going to be live tonight, you see. I was going to be going out, so that's why I'm not as organised. I'm semi-organised, guys. Semi-organised, not enough, though. So I'm just grabbing this screenshot and I'm going to send it to myself, because this has since been removed. I don't know what's going on out there. I think the hedgehogs are here. Right. Now, this screenshot that I managed to get, we're going to look at now. He's not gutted, is he? And let's not forget, he's since got a new girlfriend, and he told the police that she'd left on her own accord and run off with another man. Was that a hedgehog, was it? Was that a hedgehog? Right, and what's he just done? Stuck his nose in the spikes again. He had a tick on him the other week, so I had to get it off. Little sod. You know what they do? They've got spikes. I know. Isn't it weird? Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you this, because this has been deleted now, but I managed to get hold of it. And this is from... Let me just see. Hang on. Krista Misbach is with Sierra Casias. Now, Sierra Casias is the daughter. They've only got one child. That's the daughter. Now, I don't know who this is, but she's tagged her. And it goes, I'm presuming that's like her best friend, or it could be her niece. It might be her niece, actually. I just don't want... It's someone to do with the family. This was on the 2nd of July. This was like a week after Mellisa had gone missing. And it goes on, thank you to our friends and family for all of the love and support in our search for Mellisa. we have an important update as of today, July the 2nd, 2025. In the early days of our search, we received inaccurate information from a family member, which cost us the first 4 critical days. Who's the family member? I think it's the husband. However, we were eventually able to contact the actual witness and verify crucial details about the sighting. This led to a major breakthrough in the case. So I'm not quite sure what to make of this. I'm presuming the family member is the husband. That's just my thoughts. And he is obviously, I'm thinking, and just what I'm reading from this in my own observation, that he's trying to say that she's run off with somebody. And I'm guessing that the police have gone to this somebody, this actual witness, and he said no. That's how I read that. We are hopeful that we are now on the right track, and with the continued assistance of the state police, we remain committed to ensuring Melissa's safety. We're still doing everything we can to bring Mellisa home. Please continue to send in any information, tips, or locations. But thank you to absolutely everyone who has been doing everything in their power to help the Casias family. Now that's interesting. What do you think about that then? Exactly. That's all I care about, Bridget, my love. So, do you find that interesting, guys? Because I do. As long as YouTube are fair, because in the past, though, darling, they've said there's only one person here when there's like 20 talking. You couldn't make this up. So, I don't know, like, that has since been deleted, that has. Like, why has that been deleted? But luckily, somebody grabbed it. Hello, baby. George is here. You been for a drink? Have you? Right. I'm just going to try and grab up what I can now. So the family have come out as well now and done, since we last spoke, the family have come out and done another statement. So I'm going to bring this to you. Hi, Jimmy. Right. Okay. So this is the current, before we watch Lauren's video, this is the family have just put this out. So what's the date today? Right. So the family put this out on the 3rd of June. Okay. So it says, over the last 11 months, we as a family have gathered and documented factual evidence and witness statements that point in one direction and one direction only. Although all evidence, listen to this, guys, including a witness to a confession, apparently the husband admitted it, has implicated, so all the evidence, including a witness to a confession, so he admitted it, all points to Melissa's husband as the main suspect in her murder. We must state allegedly for legal purposes. This is the family. So for anyone here, any trolls going, oh, look, Penny's blaming the husband. No. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just showing people what has gone on. This is what the family have said, the family statement. They are saying it's the husband, right? As it goes on, we have been providing all pertinent information to the New Mexico State Police. We expect that now that Melissa's body has been recovered in an area that was already searched, that the New Mexico State Police will take our mound of evidence seriously and stop going with Mark's narrative that she simply walked away. We do not believe and will not accept this tragedy be ruled as a ooh-eyed and there is absolutely no evidence that indicates as such. If only Nicola Bulley had family like this. We want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, compassion and love throughout this unimaginably painful 11 months. George, can you stop George from chewing my laptop, please? Because he wants my attention. Now, these comments are really interesting. Okay. So, justice for Mellisa. So, again, this is her family. Her family set up this group. So, this is not me, you know, going, oh, I think the husband did it. I'm reading out. I'm just looking at what people are saying. That's all. So, we thank everyone for their thoughts, prayers, compassion and love. Okay. Now that she's been found, let's pray for justice. So her daughter and the husband are still going with this walked away thing. Now, there's people in this group that knew her. Yes, they searched that area already. He put her there after they searched to throw off search teams. Barry Morphew, whoever that is, who killed his wife Suzanne, did the same thing. He moved the body 7 times. Did they catch him? Thought he was at work with no car, the husband said. I think we need to stop accusing. They searched in that area. Right, what's this? I'm just having a quick look for what people are saying. He definitely killed her. I think he ran her over. This is what people are speculating. So it's pointless reading that. I want to hear from people like the family or that knew her. Wasn't he at work all day? And verified is what someone says here. Not all day. He saw her walking into that mountain. They probably both knew the place. Someone at work stated he was not at work. He was guilty of illegally clocking in on his computer. Interesting. I wonder how many husbands have used work as their alibi. Now, the financial, I think this person might know them. The financial, studied at New Mexico Tech. So, this is from the area. The financial debt mountain they face, which I don't know is true, Mark claims, was her to get them into it. So apparently the Crime Junkie podcast had some insight I wasn't aware of. Now, Crime Junkie is where Lauren's getting information, like I said, because there's another twist to this in a minute I'm going to tell you about. The lengths she loved her daughter and possible shame of rejecting loans for her daughter's school. Apparently she got rejected loans, according to the husband. Good point. Where's the backpack and the sweater she was wearing if she was found out there in the mountains? And they said they looked that she was she was walking away, as you've seen, with a backpack on. What was in the backpack? Because there was no phone or keys or wallet or anything else. I don't know what happened to her, this person says, but I don't believe she took her life. Someone that's going to unalive does not take a 90-day supply of her medication. I'm sorry, once you've made your mind up, you don't think to take medication. A curling iron and a freaking toothbrush. Yeah, she took a toothbrush and a curling iron. Very sus behaviour, doesn't add up at all. And also going through the hassle to wipe her personal phone is strange to me. I think he's done that. I hope the truth comes to light and we pray they do a thorough, non-biased investigation. But yeah, and the thing is, nobody here is mentioning anything about this link to the laboratory. Now, if the husband is involved, is it because of something that's been happening at there? Because we don't know what the husband does. We don't know if he's a scientist. We don't know if he's working on the anti-gravity. We don't know what he's doing there. Did she witness something? Because she was just an admin assistant. I say just, but, you know, she still do very important work. But she wasn't as... she wasn't like a brilliant mind like Amy Eskridge or Monica Reza or anybody like that. So did she see something that she shouldn't have seen. Someone's put here, for something doesn't add up for a man that his wife is missing from the stories read. What is he doing with another women? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Now, we've got another plot twist here. And this was in the Crime Junkie podcast, which we're going to watch on Lauren's channel in a moment. Now, listen to this. This is another really weird... George is at the door. Could you let him out, please? This is a really weird one. So, Lauren's going to tell you in a moment. Listen to this, right? The daughter has now come out and said to Crime Junkie that a couple named John and Mary, fake names, travelled all the way from Colorado. If anyone knows America, Colorado is nowhere near New Mexico, just saying. This couple travelled all the way from Colorado to the daughter, hours and hours and hours, probably days actually, in a car, and bought her a graduation card because she'd graduated, and a £50 voucher, $50 voucher, and said, we are delivering this to you. We can't tell you who from, and then went. What the F? But we're going to hear about it in a moment. They left a number. The daughter rang the number, and the person that answered knew nothing about this. Really interesting. But we're going to hear from Lauren now, because I say she's literally covering what the Crime Junkies said, and I don't even know what Crime Junkies channel is, so I'm not going to go through their channel. We'll stick with Lauren. It just doesn't make any sense, does it? And say Nancy Grace is premiering now. It's a 12-minute video.
I have been covering the tragic missing persons.
We're going to watch this, and then I'm going to go because I've got my Friday night treat here. It's going cold.
Now death of New Mexico's Mellisa Casias. And every time I put a video out, I feel like I get a little bit behind because I discover something new or something else has been reported by another outlet. And I just want to make sure that for those of you who are like me and you are invested in Melissa's story, again, Mellisa was a sweet wife, mother, friend, sister, daughter, and employee of Los Alamos National Laboratory. And the more I learn, the more I want to conclude that Melissa's tragic and what I believe is still somewhat mysterious, her death doesn't have anything to do with her job and her position at Los Alamos. And I'm basing this on what I know now, the facts that I know now, and also the family who has spoken out. Although I will say, as I mentioned on a previous video, the family has been divided in this, and the family is not law enforcement. However, I think, of course, we should respectfully hear and see what they have to say. So again, I know that many of you out there will have comments about me not thinking that this is connected to anything classified that Mellisa saw at Los Alamos. I just don't. And again, I'm basing this on research and what's available out there. But of course, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Now, I first want to pull up what the family, actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let me tell you what the Daily Mail has reported.
Guys, let me just do something. I'm sorry. It's done that thing again where my Wi-Fi is picking up. Right, let me just take this off a moment. It's picking up the spare internet in the outside that shouldn't be used. It should be picking up. We go. Right, okay, we're back. She keeps juddering for me. It's just not good enough. Right, we're back now. What are people saying in chat? It's just it's there's too much going on. There's too much. Do you know what? That's not true technically. Do you know there are 8 false widows in the UK, and we actually have a couple of our own. But the noble false widow is the one you're on about. But there are. Thank you. All right, let's continue.
Which has then translated to other outlets. I have not reported this in writing at Los Angeles Magazine. I am waiting for the New Mexico State Police to respond to me. I mentioned that I submitted a FOIA request for Melissa's autopsy and just, details of her death. But normally those are a little bit slow. I guess it really just depends on, what the office has concluded, and also family, because I've FOIA requested autopsy docs in New York before, and I've been rejected because I wasn't family. But like I said, New Mexico is normally pretty good about this, so we'll wait and see. But anyway, the Daily Mail has reported that per a private investigator that was working on the case, Melissa's, quote, skeletonized remains were, and forgive me, this is just a trigger warning, were slumped up against a tree with a handgun nearby. And what caught this investigator's attention is the fact that her body didn't show any signs of, I guess, animals picking at it or anything of that nature, even though she's been missing for about a year. Generally, a body or a corpse would show signs of animals. I don't know how to say it without being, I'll just say it, eating away at it. So again, forgive me for that language. But yeah, so in the opinion of this investigator, he believes there's foul play involved because of this. And you could also go back to the family saying that they already searched that area as well. So that indicate to me, and this is speculation, that somehow this was staged, right? Whether or not Melissa staged it herself, I know her family does not believe that she was suicidal, and I will show you their statement. Or it could be, it could, of course, be staged by Melissa. She could have waited. I'm speculating. I did not know her personally, so I say all of this respectfully, of course. But the investigator also mentioned to the Daily Mail her family is thinking about some sort of civil suit against the New Mexico State Police. They did not mention anything like this in their statement, so I don't know the validity of that. Again, that is not my original reporting. That comes from the Daily Mail. I'm waiting on just validation from law enforcement, so we'll see. Now, with that being said, I will now pull up the family's statement, and I'm going to read it to you. This is a doozy. So
now, I've just read this, but we're just going to listen to Lauren's take on this, okay?
Over the last 11 months, we as a family have gathered and documented factual evidence and witness statements that point in one direction and one direction only. Although all evidence, including a witness to a confession, has implicated Melissa's husband as the main suspect in her murder, we must state, quote, allegedly, for legal purposes. We have been providing all pertinent information to the New Mexico State Police. We expect that now that Melissa's body has been recovered in an area that we had already searched, that the New Mexico State Police will take our mound of evidence seriously and stop going with Mark's narrative that she simply walked away. We do not believe, and we will not accept this tragedy be ruled a suicide, and there is absolutely no evidence that indicates as such. We want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, compassion, and love throughout this unimaginably painful 11 months. Thank you for loving Melissa. Now that she's been found, let's pray for justice. All right, that is incredibly sad. And like I said, there's no mention of suing the police. They mentioned giving evidence to the police, but this seems clear that this side of the family, who I believe to be Melissa's sister's parents and niece, they believe that Melissa's husband, Mark, is responsible. I can't point fingers. That's really not my job here. I indicated in the last video, if you haven't seen it, you can go back to the playlist. I told you guys the facts surrounding the case where her husband did kind of make excuses and did seemingly say that he believes she took off on her own. And he also, I don't recall if I mentioned this, but when the initial sighting of Mellisa occurred, and this is when she was walking on 518 in New Mexico, Mark apparently shut it down and said no, because the way it was reported, they said that she was kind of limping. And he's like, nope, that's not Mellisa. She doesn't have a limp. It's not her. And he dismissed that from police without even seeing the footage. And actually, per Crime Junkie, this is actually Crime Junkie's reporting, they said that police kind of just went with it and didn't really look into it further, which is kind of crazy because, I mean, Mellisa could have jumped. She could have gotten hurt. Like, obviously, things can happen to create a limp in a person, or, you know, so that is a little strange. But again, I don't know any physical proof. Obviously, I don't have the evidence that the family has. I was going to pull up just so I just want to play this for you because I mentioned on the last video, the Mark Casias 911 call. So I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to pause this right now. I had mentioned I did not find this suspicious at all, but that doesn't mean anything, of course. All right. So this is the call. And it says this is her husband. Sorry.
State Police, Storm.
Yeah, this is Mark Casias.
Right, so we've heard this. As you know, she's playing Crime Junkies, and we know about this, the stupid music in the background. Again, they've done that. I don't know why. I think that's really fucking insensitive. I don't know why people do this. It shouldn't be it's not Lauren's fault. It shouldn't be sensationalized. I will upload this call with that crap removed after this stream, after I've eaten my dinner.
You know what? We cannot locate my wife. We haven't heard from her all day from work. This morning was the last time I saw her work. My daughter saw her around 1 o'clock. All her stuff is here in the house, but she's not here, and it's just not like her to not call work to check in and take her purse and her phone. And it looks like her phone has been, my daughter says it looks like it's been reset. But so we looked all around the house, everywhere on our property. We cannot find her or nothing, and I don't know what to do. The car that she was in is parked here at the house. The keys are here. The house was locked. Everything is here. You know what I mean? So she went from the plaza. She came home. The car was here, parked in the yard. The keys are on the kitchen table.
What's her name?
Mellisa Casias. And we called the hospital to see because, I mean, you know, if there's no one in there, you know, at all like that, because we thought, well, maybe if something happened to her, her purse and everything's here, so no one would be able to identify her.
And you said what she took was her phone?
She didn't take nothing. That's the thing, is her phone and everything's here, and she always takes her stuff with her. My daughter was trying to track her
The way you said she didn't take nothing. How would you know if your wife's just gone missing? You'd be all flustered, wouldn't you? You'd be all flustered. You'd be like, I don't know. Can you just come and help? Do you find her? There's no way you would be like. It's like she didn't want to be found, and it's just really weird. It's like she didn't take her ID, and it's so. You've got to remember, like, we're thinking about it now, but you imagine if that was at the time, you wouldn't be thinking about all of these things that he's coming out with. To us, it sounds like, yeah, that's fair enough. But his mind, where would your mind be? You know, use empathy, get into his brain. If he was a genuine, concerned husband, you wouldn't be acting like this. I know I wouldn't be. You'd be an absolute mess, wouldn't you? But I think she feels a bit silly, Lauren, because she's been saying all along that the husband's not done nothing, and the call was totally normal. But I think she's really starting to question it now, and she's like, I think listening to it again, this doesn't add up.
And they always track each other. But her phone's wiped. The thing is, what we can't get, and she would never have wiped all the pictures off and all the information off of her phone.
Okay, so that was it. And just as a side note, I had previously reported that Melissa did, in fact, take her toothbrush and her thyroid medication, which is a fact. This is what Melissa's daughter had told law enforcement, and this was clearly after the 911 call. But okay, so listening to that again, I had mentioned, nothing stuck out at me initially. I think I listened to it maybe twice. He seemed pretty straightforward. Now that I know the family does suspect him, I am, with that in mind, with that context in mind, I'm listening to this, and I guess he does offer lots of information, a lot of information. He makes it a point to say, well, my daughter last talked to her, then I saw her this morning, like that is a lot. And that's a lot to sort of spit out. And I mean, I don't know what you guys think about that. I just always think about myself. If I'm making a call and my husband's missing, I guess what I say that, I just say my husband, I'm doing it out loud. Sorry, I don't mean to smile. I'm just thinking about what I would do. I would just be like, my husband didn't come home tonight. He went to work this morning. I texted him, I don't know, at 5, and I haven't heard from him since. And I don't know. I guess I would say that stuff. I guess that's not weird. I mean, still, nothing sticks out to me about that call, but it doesn't mean anything. I just wanted to play it for you guys. So this is the most recent, or these are the most recent developments in the Mellisa Casias case. Again, I'm following this. If anything comes through after I record the video, I will put it in the episode notes. And again, my heart just goes out to her family and her friends during this difficult time. Stick with me, guys.
That's what Lauren has said. So I'm going to end it there because obviously I've got a shed load of other stuff to do. George wants to go. Can you take George out, please, for talking to Al now? For a wee, please. No, I'm just going to get rid of that. So I've given you pretty much all of the update at the moment. Now, the thing about the family, the thing about this couple is really, really bizarre. This was everything I had up to yesterday. I don't know if anything else has happened today. So again, I'm more than likely not going to be here tomorrow night. So I'll be live Sunday. And what I will do, I will give any updates on Melissa. And yeah, well, I haven't even finished them all yet, though. There's more. There's not. That's not it. There's still more that have disappeared or been killed. Hi, Stephen. Or allegedly, unalive. So when I've finished all of them, I think there's at least another one, maybe 2. When I've finished them all, that is when I need someone to help me map them all out. We could just do it together, actually. We could just get a map of America and be like, right, okay, that one's there. So I could get Gemini to help me, couldn't I? The AI. So I could say, right, okay, I want you to make a map and show me where all of these people are so we can have a look and see if there's any clusters, because I think there will be a few clusters of these people that have just vanished. But now Lauren's now saying she doesn't think it's connected to all this weird stuff. But I'm sorry. The thing is, she's been a bit flitty lately. She's been like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. It's like she's a little bit nervous because she's a journalist she just works on just pure cold facts, and sometimes you've got to go on more than that. You've got to use the facts, but you've got to use your intuition as well. You've got to do a mixture of both. So that is what I'm thinking. Should she just go with what she feels? But it was interesting because Lauren Crime, sidebar, he did a video a few nights ago before the family statement there, and he had this ex-federal cop on, and he said this is all, it was like a government line this guy had on, There's nothing to see here. It's a very clear, cut and dry end unaliving, and that was it. So I'm quite disappointed in that. Now I'm hoping that he makes another video, and now we know more, that even the family suspect the husband. So I'm sure there'll be more to come out on this. Like I say, there's more. I think there's another one or two. I haven't even gone through and reviewed all of the videos yet that have been released on the last UAP drop. I do choose balanced ads because there's an option of aggressive ads, and I never use that. So if there's loads of ads, I don't know. Are you able to skip them? They do help. Thank you, Nana love. How you doing, darling? They do help with little bits here and there. It's literally peanuts, though. You know, like we don't get much at all from any of this. If anything, you don't get nothing unless you have so many. You have to earn so much. But anyway, the thing that helps us the most is if anyone gets anything off the wish list for the animals. That's all we care about. Whoever bought the hedgehog food last week, the Spikes hedgehog food, that's gone already. That went down really well. So we are absolutely out of that now. We're out of kelpie worms. And I've got to, it's getting ridiculous. So if anybody wants to help us out and tip us, just get animals something. Don't give anything to me. Help them out, you know. I don't know, hun. I'm presuming it just means ad after ad after ad. There's a button that says aggressive ads. It's not on YouTube. It's on StreamYard, but it's all connected. It's weird. I think they are, but there's also a few good things. But anyway, I'll see you all on Sunday night. We'll just be covering this same topic, but obviously we'll find out what's going on. I saw that Andy Burnham. I think they're going to fiddle this election in Makerfield. I can't see anyone voting for someone who doesn't give a flying fuck about the actual constituency and just wants to use it as a stepping stone. But there you go. Restore are adamant they're going to split the vote, and that's what they want to do. Where the Greens have stood down, the Lib Dems have not put any effort in because they all want Labour to win. But Restore, with Rupert Lowe, the bitter, twisted old man, it really pisses me off. Anyway, no politics, guys. No politics over here. Right, you guys take care. Good night. God bless. And I'll see you all Sunday. Bye. Oh, yeah. I watched I watched Obsession last night, so I might do a movie review, horror movie review as well. I went the pictures. Right, night, guys.